in the heart of the ancient forest of Lyria, where the trees whispered secrets to each other and the air shimmered with enchantment. There lived a young girl named Elara, with hair as golden as the sun and eyes as blue as the summer sky. Elara was known throughout her village for her curiosity and her love of adventure. Every day after her chores, Elara would explore the forest, discovering new paths, hidden glades, and secret streams. She knew every rock and tree, every bird and animal. But there was one thing she had never found: the fabled magic palace. The elders spoke of it in hushed tones. A grand palace hidden deep within the forest, guarded by ancient magic. It was said to be made of crystal and gold, with towers that touched the sky and gardens filled with flowers that bloomed in every color imaginable. Most villagers dismissed it as a fairy tale, but Elara believed it was real. One sunny afternoon, with a light breeze rustling the leaves, Elara set out on another adventure. She had a feeling that today might be the day she would find the palace.
Yes!
She packed a small bag with some bread, cheese, and a flask of water, kissed her mother goodbye, and headed into the forest. Elara walked for hours, following paths she had never taken before. The forest seemed to be guiding her, the trees parting just enough to reveal a faint trail. She followed it, her heart pounding with excitement. As she walked, she noticed the forest changing around her. The trees grew taller and more majestic, their leaves shimmering with an otherworldly light. The air was filled with the scent of flowers and the sound of birds, singing melodious tunes she had never heard before. Suddenly, she came to a clearing. In the center stood an enormous tree, its trunk as wide as a house and its branches reaching high into the sky. Elara had never seen such a tree before. As she approached the tree, she saw a small door at its base. It was intricately carved with symbols and runes that seemed to dance and change before her eyes. With a deep breath, Elara pushed the door open and stepped inside. The inside of the tree was hollow, and a spiral staircase wound its way up the trunk. Elara climbed the stairs, her footsteps echoing softly. The walls were lined with glowing crystals that cast a warm, soothing light. After what felt like an eternity, she reached the top and found herself in a grand hallway. The floor was made of polished marble, and the walls were adorned with tapestries depicting scenes of a magical land. At the end of the hallway stood a pair of golden doors, their handles shaped like dragons. Elara took a deep breath and pushed the doors open. She gasped as she stepped into the most beautiful room she had ever seen. The ceiling was made of glass, and through it, she could see the sky, filled with stars even though it was still daytime. The walls were lined with shelves filled with books, and in the center of the room was a grand piano made of crystal. But what caught her attention most was the figure standing by the window. It was a woman, tall and graceful, with long, flowing hair that shimmered like the leaves of the tree outside. She turned and smiled at Elara, her eyes twinkling with kindness. "Welcome, Elara," she said in a voice as soft as a summer breeze. "I have been waiting for you." Elara was speechless. How did this woman know her name? And what was this place? The woman seemed to read her thoughts. "I am Serafina, the guardian of the magic palace. This is a place of great wonder and beauty, hidden from the world until the right person comes along." Elara found her voice. "And that person is me?" Serafina nodded. "Yes, Elara, you have a pure heart and a curious mind. You are the one who can unlock the secrets of the palace and use its magic for good." Elara felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. "What do I need to do?" Serafina smiled. "First, you must explore the palace and learn its secrets. There are many rooms, each with its own magic and wonders. Take your time and let your heart guide you. With that, Serafina handed Elara a small, golden key. This will open any door in the palace. Use it wisely. Elara took the key, feeling its warmth in her hand. She looked around the room, her heart swelling with anticipation. She knew that her adventure had only just begun. Elara decided to start her exploration right away. She left the room and wandered down the hallway, trying each door with her golden key. Some doors led to beautiful gardens, filled with flowers that sang when the wind blew. Others opened into libraries, with books that told stories of far-off lands and ancient times. Finally, she came to a door that seemed to call to her. She unlocked it and stepped inside, finding herself in a circular room with walls made of mirrors. In the center of the room was a pedestal, and on it sat a small, ornate box. Elara approached the pedestal and opened the box. Inside was a delicate, silver necklace with a pendant shaped like a star. As soon as she touched it, she heard a soft whisper in her ear. "Welcome, Elara. I am the Room of Whispers. I can show you the past, present, and future. What would you like to see?" Elara was amazed. She thought for a moment and then said, "Show me the history of the magic palace." The mirrors around her began to shimmer, and she saw images of the palace being built by ancient sorcerers, using magic and love to create a place of beauty and wonder. She saw the guardians of the palace, each one chosen for their wisdom and kindness. She saw the palace through the ages, standing strong and proud. After leaving the Room of Whispers, Elara continued her exploration. She came to a door with a sign that read Room of Dreams. Intrigued, she unlocked the door and stepped inside. The room was filled with soft, billowing curtains and comfortable cushions, and a gentle, soothing music played in the background. Elara felt her eyelids grow heavy, and she lay down on one of the cushions. As soon as she closed her eyes, she found herself in a dream. She was flying high above the forest, looking down at the treetops. She felt free and happy, the wind rushing through her hair. She swooped and soared, feeling like a bird. In her dream, she saw the palace, its towers gleaming in the sunlight. She flew closer and saw that the palace was surrounded by a beautiful garden, filled with flowers and fountains. She landed in the garden and saw Serafina waiting for her. "Welcome, Elara," Serafina said. "This is the Room of Dreams, where you can explore your deepest wishes and desires. What do you wish for most?" Elara thought for a moment. "I wish to protect the palace and use its magic to help others." Serafina smiled. "A noble wish. The magic of the palace will always be with you. Elara, trust in yourself and your heart, and you will do great things." Elara woke from her dream feeling refreshed and inspired. She knew she had a special connection to the palace and its magic. Elara continued her exploration, discovering more and more wonders within the palace. She found rooms filled with treasures, each one more amazing than the last, and the air sweeter than any garden she had ever known. Butterflies with wings that shimmered like rainbows flitted from flower to flower. The flowers were more vibrant, the trees taller. Elara wandered through the garden, feeling a sense of peace and joy. And birds with feathers of every color sang melodious songs. As she looked into the water, she saw her reflection, but it was different. She came to a small pond, its waters crystal clear. The garden was unlike anything Elara had ever seen. She saw herself as a guardian of the palace, strong and wise, with a crown of flowers on her head. She smiled, feeling a sense of purpose and determination. She knew that she was meant to protect the palace and its magic. One day, as Elara was exploring, she came across a door that was different from the others. It was made of dark wood and had intricate carvings of mythical creatures. The door seemed to radiate a sense of mystery and challenge. Elara took a deep breath and used her golden key to unlock the door. She stepped inside and found herself in a large room with high ceilings. In the center of the room was a table with 3 objects on it: a sword, a shield, and a scroll. As she approached the table, she heard a voice. Welcome, Elara. This is the room of challenges. This story continues with all its surprises, and you will be invited to a challenge every day.